Sweaty cow. So there you make up. How are you all doing? Sweaty cow. So you're in Thailand. You're hungover. What do you feel like doing in the heat when you're already dehydrated to hell? Also, you're going to drink loads of fluid, aren't you, to make sure you don't get heat exhaustion, you know? Have sunstroke and end up passing out and potentially dying, because heat stroke's a killer. I'm actually sitting in the sun right now. I'll just change the angle, my friend. There we go. So let's go walk about. In fact, let's just backtrack, because I'm a little bit confused now. When I came down Sawyer Cowboy Road, the walking street, I ended up coming out onto Terminal 21, which this is surprising as I entered that area near Terminal 21. But how is that possible when I kind of, it's Terminal 21 in two areas? Is there two buildings? Two parts of it? I don't know. I'm going to have a look on Google Maps when I get this video over and done with. But yeah, you want some green? The herb, the ganja, the marijuana, cannabis, you know. But, I don't care about all that bloody monetization malarkey. I'm not doing this for those purposes. The reason I'm actually doing this is a diary almost, to some extent. You know, a catalogue of what I get up to, and then I kind of then delete it off my phone. So it's like on YouTube, or it doesn't exist kind of thing. So if you like, I'm just using, all intents and purposes, you could say I'm actually just using YouTube as a storage facility to just, so I can then delete it off my phone and not use up the the memory. So there we are. If you didn't know what the time. And as always, there's traffic. Which is the main reason I went home in the end last night, because I got sat talking to someone on the steps of the shop. She was selling me sweets, candy to the American audience. And obviously, as Thai people will do, if you give them the time of day, they'll soon start telling you their life story, and invariably it will start with, or end up with, you know, being skinned, as we say in the West. You know, mammy dang, boom boom. There you go. You want some boom boom? There's some boom boom right there on the crane. What it's called? If you didn't already know, that part of the crane that sticks up is called a boom. Boom boom in Thailand means something entirely different. Obviously, I can't really specify on this channel, or any channel really, what the connotations of boom boom are in Thailand, but they mean something different. It doesn't mean it's crane or part of the crane. But yeah, let's just take a little wander. Oh, it's nice to actually see people looking up. Like I said in my previous vlog, looking up can result in trips and falls. So if you haven't got medical insurance, travel cover and all that, holiday insurance, you know, just be careful. You know, little minor scratches and bumps and things like that. You cope with it back in your home country, so you'll do the same whilst you're here. You're not going to turn into a hypochondriac just because you got insurance, you know. which kind of leads me to a point that there's a lot of vloggers that will make videos about insurance. Now, as long as it's not compulsory, then my opinion on it, then why would you bother? You know? Why would you bother if you wouldn't bother with it in your own country as a day-to-day kind of living expense? Then why would you do that when you go on holiday? It doesn't make sense. You know? It really doesn't make sense to me. Obviously, you've got that risk associated with the, the horrific something happening, and then obviously you've got to get back to your own country and all that. But don't be afraid of care in Thailand. The actual medical care is top notch. And so are the herbalistic elements of looking after oneself. If you're feeling a bit down in the dumps, you can always treat yourself to a rub, a whack, nyuak. Am nyuak? You want a massage? You want a nyuak? You want to go to the temple? You want to go to the nyuak? It's easy to remember. To be fair, it's one of those words that for me, I do a lot of my learning by association. So if you want to learn, the meanings of words, and they do in Thailand, that's maybe another point. You might not be aware that, no thank you, you might not be aware that most of the massage training is done in a temple. So that's probably the connection with the word wat and nuat, because they have passed their training. I think I spoke to somebody a while back, and I think they said it was something like 3,000 baht or something. 3,000 baht, I think, and I think it takes 2 weeks, I'm not sure, or 2 months, or 3 months, I don't know. My memory is bad. So anyway, there's a little bit of the background, but to find out the specifics behind it, time-wise and all that, and costs, obviously that's a typo. But that's where they generally go. It is like a certified kind of qualification, and it'll be done in a temple. I'm sure there's obviously crooks out there that don't employ the genuine article that have learnt to do it properly. No, thank you. No, thank you. Rolex watches on sale. Yeah. Probably a battery operated one. That when you take it when it stops working in your home country, you take it into a watchmaker, and especially if it's don't be delusional to think it's the real McCoy, and you take it to an actual Rolex dealer, because the first thing a Rolex dealer will probably end up doing is taking a hammer to it. I'm not sure what they do when genuine dealers, have a fake brought into them. Maybe that's a myth, and maybe it's you have to just hand it back to the customer. I don't know. Again, in the comments, I'm sure there's a lot of smart people out there who might be seeing this. So maybe you let me know in the comments as to whether or not Rolex dealerships actually do that, or dealerships, jewelers, watchmakers. I'm sure the watchmaker themselves, the actual manufacturers, probably would, because they've got no real need to keep them all, other than maybe to find out where they're all coming from. I guarantee it'll be a part of China somewhere, because so many things are. But this sort of stuff is everywhere, and I bet you renting this little shop probably costs next to nothing. Let's have a little look, shall we?